Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. You gotta feel it to heal it, guys. Lean into the pain. Because if you don't face your wounds, what hurts you, fully and head on, you're either dooming yourself to a life of sort of, moderate pain. It's never hurting as much as it could, but it's always something that hurts just a little bit. Or you're just blocking yourself from achieving your full potential, and then eventually the pain of regret is going to catch up to you. In order to overcome pain and reach your true potential and achieve what you'd like to achieve in this life, you're going to have to face your pain. This is the thing with the uncommon sense path, you guys. It is the easiest path in the end, because you're going to be evolving. You're going to get to experience the pleasure and joy of reaching goals, of leveling up, of feeling like what you're doing is meaningful and that you're getting what you'd really like to get out of this life. But because you're not running from the pain, you're going to have difficult times too. Those times that a lot of people are running from. That's what we see a lot in this world, all right? When you see someone who's fat, someone who wants to go out and drink and party and hook up all the time, or it's not just about addictions, to alcohol or food, porn or hooking up like that. It's even just behaviors, when you see someone who always plays the clown, but you know that they're hurting, or someone that's like overly cold and rigid, you know they're hurting, or when you just ask yourself, why is that person like that? How could they do that? It's because they haven't faced their pains and they're just coping. They're not really dealing with and overcoming and healing it. That's just where they ended up. Okay, so this is going to be a vulnerable video, guys, because I have to admit that I'm in pain now, both physically and here in my heart. And I am someone, it's part of my pain, my wounding, my trauma, that I feel like I am not allowed to hurt, because I was brought up with an autistic brother that I love very much, and we're good today. But growing up, I had to put up with some very, very unfair things. It doesn't make sense at all why I'm supposed to get beat up and stuff over, siblings fight, but this is a special thing, because I was also told all the time, I was not validated, that this is difficult and, it's tough for you as well. It was always, no, look at him, he's not as strong as you, he's not as good as you, you have to be strong. So basically I was taught that when someone else is hurting or other people are hurting, your pain doesn't count, it doesn't matter. And I can find myself feeling, because I've done also the change in my life that I have, and I really want to help others. It's my passion. It's the kind of change I've accomplished for myself. Ever since I did it, I've only wanted to give it back to others, right? But so when I am in pain, I feel like I'm failing you, because I can show myself that way. Like, then they're not going to believe it, or you're not able to deliver. Then who are you to give these people help? You're supposed to be the strong one, but this is the strong thing, you guys. That's what I have to tell. It's just an ego story, right? Everyone hurts. It's okay, everyone. Why shouldn't I give myself the same room to hurt and not be at my fullest, best self? And I realize now, in this moment, when I'm in a good place, processing this pain, overcoming my old wounding, and we have to do that many times over and over and over sometimes. But I know that this is what makes me strong. This is, in fact, what makes me strong, because, building up a... it's different building up a strong pain threshold that you sometimes, I think, as a man, like especially, a man should put his woman first, for instance. And I think it's a sign of a strong man that he can take more than many people. But if he just goes on and tries to take on more than what he can, just out of ego. It is out of ego, because no, I can't be weak. That's not being strong. That's weakness. Allowing yourself to be weak at those times when you're hurting the most and showing it. That's actual strength, because it's easier to hide it. This, what I'm doing right now, is difficult for me. And yeah, guys, just so you know, but okay. Yeah, I'm taking my personal examples, as always, but this year I realized I've been running from pain. I went through something very difficult with a girl I love a lot. The same kind of thing that haunts me there, both are hurting, and if she's hurting, I have to just take it, you know. And I can remember one time when all I felt like doing was breaking down, you know, and then it wasn't so much because it's not only, you know, about like, oh, I can't show others that I'm weak or something. It's scary to go there, right? To feel your pain fully. It's better, not better, but it's easier to somehow avoid it. And I could feel myself being on the on the brink of just breaking down, crying, you know, just for myself. But I was too scared to go there. What instead happened was I shut down. I became completely numb for weeks, and that's the thing with that is, yes, it's not as intense as sitting and crying, feeling the pain like that. But if I had done that, if I had leaned into the pain, I might have 1 or 2 days where I'm really grieving. But that's what, you know, emotions. They are they all these things, they serve a purpose. It's processing it, right? So maybe I just have to have 1 or 2 more intense days, and then I like can let this go and move on. Instead, I get weeks of just feeling like a fucking zombie, you know. And it's not as intense, but it's a dreadful feeling as well. When you want to be recording videos and stuff, you want to be real. Whether that's being happy and excited and motivating, or just real about things like I am right now, and you just feel like completely like a zombie. Or you're talking to people, you can barely, every time you smile, it's just some kind of courtesy, you know, you're just like, you're not really. So you see, many times when we're afraid of the pain, like, we give ourselves more. The suffering is really running away from pain, so we just extend it. We extend it or put it up. Like I said, the pain of regret. If we manage to ignore something, hiding behind vices or telling ourselves stories that we don't really need this or something, eventually the pain of regret is going to catch up to you. But so it wasn't only that. I've talked about pain on this channel before, and it's interesting because emotional and physical pain, it's very much the same thing that goes. I have had, you know, my hip injury. It's a bigger structural issue or whatever, but that's where I get the most symptoms. And squatting, leg training, is where I've been the most blocked. And so for a long time, I've been dealing with this for years, you know. And if I wasn't so stubborn, I could probably have fixed it more now. But sometimes you gotta learn the hard way too. It's not about being perfect, this guys. None of this is, okay? But so for a while I could actually heal it by just adjusting my leg training a bit. Like not doing pure rehab, just taking a step back and changing the way I approach things. But then it just stopped. It kind of stalled. And I worked through a bit too much pain. Because this is the thing, leaning into pain, it doesn't you can't take on more than you can, even with that sometimes. So when we're talking about healing physical injuries, it's often that you have to do something that's a bit painful, but not more than you can handle, because then you just make the problem worse. When we're talking emotional pain, it's more that you're gonna have to face it full on, but sometimes, you know, you might have things you have to do in life. You have to kind of, you know, shove it away for a while, but it's still taking on the dose, the right dose of it, right? But so I kept pushing through, and I thought this is hurting too much, you know. And it's not really. It's because I'm greedy. I want my leg gains. I want bigger legs. I want a stronger squat. But that's not really happening because I'm pushing it too hard. Even the things I tell myself I'm doing as rehab, I'm really just pushing it as hard as I can, right? So this all came to me today because I'm really now, over and over, I have to take steps back with my physical training, my rehab practice there. And I realized that what I'm doing here, it's just a perfect metaphor also for the emotional pain, how I dealt with it. Like, I've had to drop the weight, I've had to drop the tempo many times, drop the ego, just do what I have to do to heal. And it's the same thing with the emotion, right? Because I judge myself. Like I said, just as how I think I can show that, it should be going faster. I'm supposed to be stronger than this. I should be able to overcome this faster. But if I can't, it's all ego. And I have to drop the tempo. I have to be patient. And sometimes, as it's been with this injury, that even when I do drop the ego, some things I'm doing, I just don't know. I can't feel that it's working, right? But what is the option, you know, more than being patient and trying? Just limping around life until I die? No, I don't think so. And the same goes for the emotional thing. You're just Being a half version of yourself or something until you die. No, that's gonna be more painful than actually just facing that pain, allowing whatever needs to be happening to happen now. So sometimes you have to stumble in the dark. You're going to have to just trying things, not knowing if it's working, and be patient with the process and with yourself. Keep doing it, being consistent with it, trying other things, new things, and eventually you're gonna heal, and you're gonna have learned a lot from the process, and now you're back to your full self, or even better, because you peeled a layer. You got rid one of your weaknesses. You strengthened, right? Yes. So this is part, for me, in the healing process. It's definitely part to just be able to share. You know, for a long time I've been impressed. I've admired those guys that I've seen that really, you know, it's one thing to talk about things you've gone through afterwards, like the whole panic attack thing and stuff. Like sometimes I've gotten like nostalgic and just remembered things in my life, you know, and I've gotten a bit emotional on camera sharing it, but it's not really difficult to share because it's over. I don't identify with being that. But when you feel like shame now over what's going on, you know what you want to do when you're on that lowest frequency, shame, guilt. What do you want to do? You want to hide. And so I think it's so admirable with those that do that, and I want to be like that, and it's very difficult for me. But yeah, it hit me today because so many times I just felt like it's a cope to say, you know, oh, but people want to see you struggle too, Theo. They don't just want to see like, oh, look, Theo is a superhero, he's doing great, la la la. But my ego thinks I should be the best all the time, because I am supposed to be stronger always. And like I said, absolutely, building up your pain threshold, being that's really the trait of a leader, that you can tolerate more, but that doesn't make you God. You're not supposed to be. So yeah, guys. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I know that my ego tells me that then you're not worthy. You know, who are you to make these videos even? Who are you to coach anyone? What can you help anyone when you're struggling like that? Like I know I'm doing well. Finally now, recording the video, I am. I even know now that this is a strength, that this is something good that I can bring to you guys. But that's been my pain, my wounding that I've been running from sometimes, and I just want to pretend everything is fine. No, I'm really okay, you know. It's okay to not be okay, and it's strong. It's strong to not pretend, being real, being true. Okay, guys, please leave a comment and like, and I would appreciate your support. I have now made it so you can become a member of the channel. I'm gonna do the Patreon thing again. You can send if you want to contribute on PayPal. I can really use your support while this channel is still smaller. I am taking on coaching clients. It's nice. We're getting some people. I would like to collect people for a group coaching thing as well, starting in September. So you can reach out, DM on Instagram, or email me if you want to know more about that. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. Gotta feel it to heal it. Lean into the pain. Peace.